So I was planning on just making a short video today about why the 1990s is like the grand peak of car culture. But while doing the research for that video, I stumbled upon something way cooler. And it's the story of how one man brought the passion from the 1990s back to modern cars. So now, this is his video. Now, the 1990s were an exciting decade, to say the least. It was the golden age of sitcoms, grunge music was dominating the charts, and iconic movies like Jurassic Park and Titanic were smashing records. But the 1990s wasn't just about Game Boys, grunge music, and blockbuster late fees. It was also the peak of fast, fun, and unforgettable cars, where old school style met new age tech and reliability, where Japan wasn't just competing, but they were dominating. And Toyota was at the top of the pack. But cars like the Supra weren't just fast, they had character, a mix of mechanical brilliance and design that made people fall in love. But as the 2000s hit, Toyota got kind of boring. The Supra, gone. Performance was seemingly abandoned. They went all in on reliability, and while the Corolla and the Camry are solid cars, let's be real, I mean, reading their spec sheets is like watching grass grow. Everything was safe, quiet, and painfully boring. But then, a gearhead took control of Toyota. Not just a businessman, but a true car guy. A man who grew up loving fast cars and who looked at Toyota's current lineup and said,
"What the fuck is this piece of shit?"
In 2009, Akio Toyoda became president and CEO of Toyota Motor Corporation. Now, if that last name sounds a little familiar, it's because yes, he is the grandson of the company's founder. But don't let the family ties fool you. This guy earned his spot at the top. When Akio became president in 2009, the company wasn't just losing its soul, it was in trouble. The global financial crisis had hit hard, recalls were piling up, and Toyota was starting to look vulnerable. Now, one of the first things Akio did was get behind the wheel himself. I mean, what can I say? He's a car guy through and through. He even races under the pseudonym Marizo Kinoshita. I mean, Akio wasn't just sitting in boardrooms, he was out there testing and driving and pushing for cars that had character. In 2009, he raced at the 24 Hours of Nürburgring under the pseudonym I'm pretty sure I just mispronounced, and he finished 4th in his class behind the wheel of a Lexus LFA prototype that he was helping design. Under Akio's leadership, Toyota launched the GR series, the GR Supra, GR Corolla, and GR Yaris, all cars that scream 90s. He also pushed for innovation, bringing back that 90s spirit of boldness. As I mentioned, he greenlit projects like the Lexus LFA, which is one of the most insane supercars ever built, with one of the most brutal sounding V10s ever, with a red line of 9,000 RPM. To put that in perspective, a car at 6,000 RPM, the valves are opening and closing 50 times a second. A second. I mean, the car was in development for 10 years before they even released it. As some of you may know, they originally built the frame out of aluminum, and after testing, the engineers, clearly unimpressed, said, no, let's go back to the drawing board and completely redesign the entire frame of the car out of carbon fiber. After that, they went back to the racetrack and set an unofficial lap of 7:24 at the Nürburgring, marking the 4th fastest at the time. Could you imagine having that kind of commitment to making the perfect supercar? I mean, half the people in my trade half-ass their work every day, but these guys never say that's good enough. No, it's got to be perfect. And I think that's part of the reason why I love Toyota so much, and that's coming from a guy who was raised to be a diehard American muscle fan. It's just the brilliant minds over there in Japan, they just really have it figured out. But as I was saying, the Lexus LFA, it wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Toyota was back, and in a big way. Akio didn't just save Toyota, he redefined it. He brought back cars that were more than just machines and reminded us all why we love to drive. And in 2023, after 14 years as president, Akio stepped down, but he did not retire. No, he became chairman of the board. So now he can ensure that Toyota stays on the path he set. Akio's legacy isn't just about the cars he helped create. It's about the joy, excitement, and passion he brought back to the automotive world. I mean, he took a company that was on the verge of losing its identity and made it a leader in both innovation and passion, and reminded us all that Toyota's here to stay, and for good reason. This great man brought the joy of driving back to millions of people and proved to us all that cars aren't just about getting from point A to point B. They're about connection and excitement and passion. Akio's story isn't just about Toyota, it's about what makes cars so special in the first place. Thanks to him, the golden age of the driver's cars isn't behind us. It's happening all over again.